Hey folks, this is Don, Dr. Blast. This is a 928 Fender, one of two, of course, for my black car. And a couple weeks ago I did a brief video on both Fenders, and I think I was exploring the probability and possibility of cleaning all of this undercoating crap off of the car. As you can see, most of it remains, which is by choice. This stuff, I think it's called that Schutz spray. The Germans use it, the Italians used it on their Alfa Romeo GTV, and that stuff doesn't want to come off. So the bare areas you see here is where it did come off under the onslaught of being media blasted. Some of these areas here, I'm just going to keep it, and I'm going to prime over it, epoxy prime everything, of course both sides, and then reshoot some black undercoating on this underside of the car, underside of the fender. Now, if you remember, these two holes right here were not there. I put those in there because I removed that air canister. They look like hydrazine tanks on the space shuttle. They're like little plastic balls all coupled together in a coupling, you know, in a big like an egg pallet type of a look. So I needed to drill through the fender because I couldn't get access to the bolt. Now maybe somebody smarter on this car could have done that without destroying the fender or cutting the fender, but that's okay. It's all a learning process, and I never claim to be an expert on anything until I do it a few times. This hole right here was where the body side molding was, and same with right here. Now this car is going back to a look of no body side molding, which is what I like, because this was a black car. Now right there, you guys know that from the 7 inches, the bottom part of the fender around the whole car is like that thick undercoating stuff, and there's a couple remnants right here. I couldn't really get that off with the blasting. I could have, but this is an aluminum fender, so this is very delicate, so I have to run it at about 15 pounds per square inch under with a lot of plastic and a little bit of aggressive stuff in it to cut through. So you can see how the fender looks. Right up in here was a rip, and it looks like we're gonna have to touch that up a little bit maybe with some panel bond. But and I had to have that welded. Also at the same time I welded these holes, we welded that front nose part. But here's what the fender looks like when it's in bare metal. Now, of course, I'm going to DA this before I put it in primer, because there's still remnants of the old paint, the old primers on this. They could have come off blasting, but why? It's an aluminum fender. Why sit there and subject this to such an environment? They don't make these anymore, I don't think, so these are drying up. What's out there is out there, so we have to preserve and use what we have, and bring these cars back on the road. And here's that area right there that I got to repair, and I probably won't weld it. I'll probably just panel bomb that. This is what the fender looks like. I'm going to put it in primer, epoxy primer today. The other fender I did not blast yet because I had paying jobs. I do my stuff at the same time I'm doing paying jobs or right after. That way I'm maximizing all my equipment, my machines, my time, and of course our stuff, our own personal stuff always gets done last. And you can see the holes right here where the trim was, or the rub strip. And then of course those two holes that I drilled through. I used a hole saw, and so I kept the coupons, and then we welded them back on. So there is a slight bit of heat warpage in here, but not enough that just a little skim of body filler won't be able to fill and fix. So that's the update, follow-up on my 928 Fenders, although there's just one that is done. Okay? Tschüss!